Hey there, country music fans. This is Leigh with Coda Country, and today we are joined on the show with Chandler Ray. How are you doing today, Chandler?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing? I'm doing.
Oh my gosh, things are going so well over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm just you're back from Nashville. I keep up with all the Coda Country stuff, on TikTok, and I saw you've been in Nashville at some awesome concerts. You were at the Ryman. You got to go backstage and do the tour and all that. So I keep up with it.
Oh
I'm a
yeah, it
fan.
was.
I'm a fan
Oh my
of
gosh. Well,
Coda Country.
I'm a huge fan of you.
Oh, stop! You're making
Wow,
me
that's
blush.
amazing. Oh goodness gracious. Well, listen. For our podcast listener friends out there, I'm going to tell a funny story. So, and it's how I got to know who Chandler is, right? So as I started Coda Country, October, November of last year, I was going through and like researching artists that I could really latch onto and find an interest in, and I found this guy named Chandler Ray. And it's funny because I have a friend back home named Chandler Ray, which is like, Chandler itself is a very uncommon name. Like, obviously if you're a Friends fan, then, like Chandler is a name from there, but I don't hear it very often where I'm from. Yeah. And so it's around the time that I found Chandler, I realized that he released an acoustic version of his song, Jen. And it's so great because my friend Chandler is married to my friend Jen. So like I made this whole little, oh my gosh, look at this on Instagram. And so that's how I got connected with you. And I'm so glad that I did because I have loved following you and seeing you play in different venues in Nashville. So before we talk about you playing and all of that, let's start with that song specifically, because that's how I got introduced to your style and your sound. Tell me about
Mhm.
Jen, the song. Tell me about the write. Tell me about how it came to be, all that.
Well, that song is based off of a true story. There's an actual girl. Her name is not Jen specifically, but it's similar to Jen. And I was pretty heartbroken over her. And so I wrote a song. I just let it flow. It took me literally 10 minutes to write. And then I went
Wow.
upstairs and I went to my little studio area in my house and I recorded it. I did probably 3 or 4 takes, and then that was it. I mixed it and I put it out. So I wrote it, recorded it, and put it out on Spotify all in the same day. Um,
That
it
is so
just,
awesome.
yeah, it just was from the heavens, I guess. It just like flowed out of me, like once I
Yeah.
started writing, it just went all the way through. And a funny story about that, the story you just told, I told that
Hmm.
story on stage at one of my shows. I said that Coda Country, I kid you not, you can ask my lead player, Seth. I said it on stage. I said, I'm going to play you guys this new song. And a funny story about it is when I posted it, Coda Country tagged her friend, Jen or Jennifer. And
Yeah.
I knew exactly what you were talking about because I thought that was pretty cool, you know, but yeah,
Yes,
that
it's such a
song.
small world.
Yeah, right. And so that song,
Yeah, yeah.
it just came to be like all in one day. And then, I was fortunate enough for it to be on Country Central's new releases list. And so very grateful for that. And I hope people enjoy that song. I'm glad that you had a relation to it,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. So, okay,
Yeah.
so you just talked about playing it on stage. And
Mm-hmm.
I've seen you post videos from different venues in Nashville. Tell me,
Yeah.
what do you think is one of your favorite venues to play in Nashville right now?
Oh, that's really hard because all of Nashville is fantastic. If people have never been to Nashville, Nashville is incredible. The people there are super nice, super friendly. They really listen to what you're singing and what you write because it's a songwriter's town. Um, but if I had to pick one, I would say Springwater. And that is the oldest venue, the oldest bar in Nashville. And we actually got that show. We got to play there because I had played a writer's round at the Commodore.
Mhm.
And somebody was talking to my lead player about, yeah, I know so-and-so over at Springwater, and we should get you guys over there. And so we showed up, and, I didn't know what to think of it at first. I didn't know about the history of it. I just thought it was, hey, this is a great opportunity to play in Nashville. And we show up, and like, we walk in, and I'm like, oh man, because it's like a dive, it's like a dive bar, and which was cool, right? But at the same time, I didn't know the history until I started looking around at the walls and seeing all these famous people's autographs and all these magazines they've been featured in, and I was like, wow, this is incredible. Like Brooks and Dunn said that was their favorite bar, and like the owner or whoever it was that was communicating with us there when we got done with the show, he said, we didn't want to freak you out before you played, but there were he started listing like the names of people that have played there: Miranda Lambert, Brooks and Dunn, Hank Williams Jr., Willie Nelson, all these legends in country music. And we were just like, whoa, yeah, thank goodness you didn't tell us that before we went on. We would have been way more nervous than we already were, and it was just super cool. Like, we absolutely loved it. They were super awesome to us. Hearing all the stories of things that have happened with those legends at that bar from, the locals, like cause it's one of the older Nashville spots that like the people that live in Nashville go to. And they're telling us all these stories of, them seeing these huge artists before they became, who later they became. Right. And so, I would definitely say Springwater for sure if I had to pick one, but there are a lot of places that I love to play there. So, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. Okay. So let's take it back. I know we were just talking about artists before they become who they are now. So let's talk a little bit more about your background. Let's talk about how you got started in music, what made you want to become a musician, all that.
Sure. Okay. Well, I was in choir when I was in elementary school.
Yay!
Yeah, and in middle school because you're a music teacher. See, I know you. I'm a fan.
Yeah,
I'm a fan. Right. I'm not lying. I know. Awesome. I was in choir. Yeah, I was in choir at Woodrow Wilson Elementary Choir, and we did all these competitions and stuff. And my music teacher was very serious about, teaching us how to sing and all this. And so I was very into it. I was very into sports at the same time. So I kind of, my music teachers were like, you should consider doing select choir and all this stuff. And I was like, no, it's okay, because I'm doing like the sports thing and all that. And so, but I was still, that was my art of choice when I was in school. And then I tried to learn to play guitar when I was little. It did not go well because I didn't have the patience at the time, and it hurt my fingers. You know what I mean?
Right.
And yeah. And I've always
been the attention span for sure when you're younger. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for real, like right. any child that can sit there and learn to play guitar is impressive, because it's like the attention span's not there. It hurts your fingers. The guitar's heavy. You know what I mean? So I tried to learn how to play guitar. I have a musical family. My mom's family is very musical. They all live out in Los Angeles, and they're all like, I have an aunt that does some producing type stuff out in Los Angeles, and my grandma's a choir teacher as well. So, my family on my mom's side is very musical, but I grew up a country music fan. Like, I'm such a fan. Like, people ask me, who's your favorite country singer? I'm like, I like everybody. You know what I mean? Which is, I just love older country, new country, and my dad's family, they're all, we have a family ranch, a generational ranch passed down from generation to generation. And so, I grew up loving country music. And my dad's family is all very country, and then my mom's family is very musical. So you combine the two and you get country music, right? Yeah. So I grew up like just loving 90s country. I was born in 98, but my parents, they listened to like, Brooks and Dunn, Alan Jackson, Garth Brooks. I knew every Garth Brooks song by the time I was like 7. I mean, I could like sing all the lyrics, and Toby Keith, I love Toby Keith. I met him one time at a Best Buy, when I was like 5 or 6. Yeah. And I started bawling my eyes out. I was like crying, and my mom was like, "Oh my gosh, I swear he loves your music. I don't know why he's crying." And the reason I was crying is because I was so nervous, right? Like, this is the guy I saw on CMT all the time. And like, he was all over, TV, his music videos and stuff. And Toby Keith, he just like patted me on the back, and he was like, "I'm not that bad, am I?" And then he signed my cowboy hat. So that was cool.
That's a really cool experience. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, talking about Toby Keith and Brooks and Dunn and Alan Jackson and Garth Brooks, would you say that those are your most influential artists to your sound and your career? Or would you say that there are others? Like, give me an idea of like who you base your sound around.
Yeah. So, I really love 90s country, like you talked on. But I also really love like, Florida Georgia Line, right? Like Tyler Hubbard's album that just came out is just like super, like that's the only album I have downloaded. Like I downloaded the whole album, like I thought it was really well put together. So I really love George Strait and Alan Jackson. But then I also really loved Florida Georgia Line, right? And like Chris Young and, Hardy's got some good stuff out. Morgan Wallen, obviously, right? So that's the thing is I love I love all country, So I'm like pretty inspired by, all types of country, right? Like I'll have a little bit of rock influence in my country, and then a little bit of classic, and then there'll be like some pop elements in there too, because I love all those types of country. Like when you listen to Jen, that song is a little more on the slower side, and it's a little more classic, I guess you could say. But then I'll have some songs that'll be a little more popish country, right? And then I'll have my lead player Seth, and he puts these killer rock leads on my stuff, So, I mean, I'm kind of like, I take all those influences of, like today's country and old country, and I kind of try and mix it together because that's what I love,
Do you have anything, any kind of single or any kind of EP album that you're working on currently that's going to come out anytime in the near future?
Yeah, I always am working on new music, trying to get it out there because I'm very new to the scene. And so I'm kind of in that mentality right now of I need to put music out, right? Like I need music to be available for people to listen to. So me and my buddy Seth have been working really hard, recording music. I record all my stuff at my house. I don't go to a studio or anything. Not that I wouldn't want to, but I just felt like, why not try and see if I could record it at the house with where technology is at. So I'm trying my best to record as much as I can. We do have like a live album coming out that, we're both really excited about. The live album we thought, well, we love live albums. Like, I grew up loving like the Garth Brooks live album, right? Or, AC/DC, or Kiss live, or, Brothers Osborne, like they had a live album come out. And I thought, there's not a ton of live albums out. I mean, there's, over the course of time there have been, but there's not like a ton. So we thought, why not, do a live album? So we do have that coming out. That'll have four or five new songs that we've never even like released or teased on social media or anything. And so that'll be cool. And then, I had some come out. I had, Out of This Town come out. I had, You've Got the Key was my most recent one. And and I'm trying to think, summer of 18. Yeah, summer of 18. So yeah, I'm like writing every day, recording every day, just really on the grind. You know what I mean? So, but it's fun. I love it.
Yeah.
It's awesome, you know, to have it come to life, have the songs, you know, come to life and share them with people, you know?
Yeah. And I've loved all the singles that you've put out so far. I can't wait to hear new music from you whenever that comes out. Okay, so
Thank you.
let's think. Yeah, of course. So are there any live shows that you're doing within the next like couple months that you like to promote while we're still on?
Well, every Tuesday I am at Guitars and Growlers in McKinney. I know I post that I play there a lot, but that's just because that's where I play a lot. It's close to where I live, and so I play there a lot. And then
Awesome.
Other than that, up there, like my manager, he'll come to me and he'll be like, "Hey, I got the show for you, and it's tomorrow, so be ready for it." So, you know, because I'm playing at a lot of bars and venues like that. But we do have some stuff that we're planning, like is in the works, like shows that we'll actually like sell tickets to and stuff like that. But nothing is like official on that yet. It's all still in the works, but I will be sure to post about it and let you know.
Please do, because I would love to share for you, make some promo for you. Absolutely. Whatever I can do to get your name out there, Chandler Ray. So, okay,
Awesome.
Before we hop off today, do you have anything? Yeah, of course. Do you have anything that you would like to shout out, like a family member, or I know you've talked a lot about Seth, but if you have any other shout outs that you like to give, go right ahead.
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to my buddy Seth John Winters. He's my lead player. He's super awesome. He went all the way to Nashville with me to play all those shows, and so that was super awesome of him to do. I want to shout out my dad. I love you, Dad. And I want to shout out my buddy Benji. I appreciate him putting me on Country Central and helping me kind of promote my stuff I've been coming out with. And I want to shout out Coda Country because I am a fan and I do follow the page and I do know I saw that Jelly Roll liked one of your posts. That's pretty cool on TikTok. So
oh my gosh.
yeah. So I'm excited to see where Coda Country like takes off. You know what I mean? I think you've got awesome things in your future, and I'm excited to have the bragging rights to be like, you know what? I followed the page before it was the cool thing to follow the page. You know what I mean?
Well, and same to you, because I feel like you said, it's cool to get on the inside before you know, become famous and start doing all these rights and start playing all these places. Like, it's very cool to know you authentically right now. So I appreciate you coming online with me today and just chit chatting about what you do. And I can't wait to hear more from you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me on. This is awesome. Whenever this gets posted, I'll be sure to share it and all that, because I can't believe I'm on Coda Country right now. This is fantastic. I'm a fan. You guys, if y'all aren't following, if you're following me right now on my pages, you need to go follow Coda Country right now. Go do it.
Oh my gosh. You have just made my day. Thank you so much. This is Leigh with Chandler Ray and Coda Country for Coda Country Chats.